Hey everybody, it's Cyborg. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, continuing to like the videos, subscribe, and comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so because we're going to be putting out plenty of Mortal Kombat 11 content in the weeks to come. Now for today's list, it's going to be our top 5 guest characters that we would like to see in Mortal Kombat 11 if we have to have guest characters in the game. This top 5 does not represent the best characters or the most likely characters, just the 5 that we would like to see in. Let's get to the list. Number 5. Solaire of Astora is a character who appears in Dark Souls. He is an exceptionally skilled warrior who purposely became undead so he could visit Lordran in his quest to find the sun. He has become a fan favorite among the Dark Souls community due to his jovial attitude and memorable dialogue. Solaire's armor is very reminiscent of King Arthur's armor in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It both sports green and white colors, mail coat, and a sun symbol on the front. Solaire might be a bit of a left field pick, but the popularity of Dark Souls and the general popularity of the character, who has essentially become the series mascot, he'd be a welcome addition into the Mortal Kombat series. Much like some others on this list, the character's personality is really the selling point of the character, but Dark Souls does share a dark and gritty setting, so he would be on a similar level as Kratos in terms of how well he could potentially fit in. He's already got a son buddy in Kotal Khan. Number 4. The Doomslayer, also known by the UAC as DM-15 in Doom Marine, the Demons of Hell as the Doomslayer, and the Unchained Predator, the Hellwalker, or we'll just refer to him as most do, as Doom Guy. He is the protagonist and playable character in Doom 2016 and in Quake Champions. He is intended to be a version of the classic Doom Marine who has been the protagonist for most of the series. Doom 2016 was a great game and it fleshed out his personality in a way that most wouldn't have expected. Known for being a silent protagonist, this time we saw him showing a little more emotion, as well as just fleshing out why he does what he does. Doom Guy has a few favorite vanity items. Bros for life, Doom Guy keeps his favorite fist-bumping collectibles safe and snug in his buddy backpack. The Cacodemon plush head was a big hit after the invasion of Earth failed. It was just so damn cute. He may not fit into Mortal Kombat per se other than the violent tones and overall gore, but he'd make a badass inclusion with a unique gameplay style. Think on the level of a much more futuristic Aaron Black, except less cowboy and more soldiery with much bigger weaponry. We've already got cyborg ninjas and police officers, so I suppose it's not that much of a stretch. Number 3. Ash Williams is the anti-hero protagonist of the Elvisdead series, played by Bruce Campbell and created by director Sam Raimi. First appearing in the film The Elvisdead, Ash has become very popular in modern pop culture and one of the few non-monster characters in the horror genre to have such notoriety. He is most easily recognized and envisioned in later material based on his final appearance in the second film, however, armed with a sawed-off shotgun and a chainsaw strapped to the stump on his right arm where his hand once was. We've seen Ash cross over with the likes of Freddy and Jason, so he's a natural fit based on guest characters we've seen before. Ash not only falls into the horror icon from the 80s pool that is often used for these guests, but he also has a current series going on Starz, Ash vs. Elvisdead, so the tie-in promotion makes a lot of business sense, which certainly does play a factor. As for why I'd like to see Ash included, it's all in the personality. The intro dialogue alone could be worth the inclusion as long as they can get Bruce Campbell. The gameplay can be your obvious chainsaw and shotgun type affair mixed with some one-liners mid-combat, and possibly some deadite silliness for variety. Hail to the king, baby! Number 2. The original video game Monster Hunter, Simon Belmont has been slaying unholy ass since the original Castlevania released in 1986. Many great demon hunters have come and gone over the years, but none of them have stood the test of time as well, or battled with such unique brutality as the Belmont clan. Dante may have made the devil cry, and FromSoft's hunters did indeed purify Yharnam's darkness born of blood, but none are the living curse on evil's horrible night like Simon Belmont and his vampire killer whip. Overwhelming the evil that roams the lands, the Belmonts' unparalleled combat training, brutal brand of sorcery, expertise in the strengths and weaknesses of enemies, deadly arsenal of close and long-range weaponry, and above all, the raw power of the enchanted relic known as the Vampire Killer Whip make even the devil himself cower and wait for a day without a Belmont's presence. Mortal Kombat has seen many characters borrowing one or two of these character traits over the years, but a true dedicated monster slayer and protector of Earth's smaller towns and villages in the classic style of Van Helsing is a void largely left unfilled in the franchise. That, coupled with Konami's current hibernation, has left Simon Belmont sitting on the shelf for the past 5 or 6 years, and someone asking only for permission to bring the iconic character into a game as successful as Mortal Kombat 11 will certainly be a no-brainer for even the coldest of IP holders. It would also be foolish to not mention the recent and highly acclaimed Netflix Castlevania anime series as a great example of Konami's interest in collaborating with outside teams with sharp vision to further the franchise while they themselves ponder their next move. The follow-up season for the brutal and bloody Castlevania Netflix series will be launching later this year, keeping interest in the Belmont clan as undead as ever. MK11 could be the best time yet to show players just why a Belmont's gift is death. Number 1. It is a shape-shifting creature that is around 15 billion years old. Although it lived on planet Earth for years, it originated in a void outside the regions of space known as the Macroverse. Due to its shape-shifting changing abilities, the true identity of the creature is never established. It also seems to have no real name or identifiable species, thus why the characters refer to the creature as it. It can morph into any other person, animal, or object, including combinations thereof. This ability is useful for A, appearing as the target's loved ones or friends to lure them into a trap, or B, appearing as the target's fear. However, it most commonly manifests as a circus performer named Pennywise, the dancing clown. Its primary goal is to feed on humans. It was capable of killing every kind of human, but mostly preferred to prey on children rather than adults, as they are easier to manipulate and scare. According to the creature, frightened flesh simply tastes better. Pennywise makes a lot of sense to include due to the continuing theme of iconic horror villains, but even more so due to the success of the 2017 movie. It had a $35 million budget and went on to reach a box office gross of $700.4 million, as well as setting several records. It's also important to note that the new It movie was distributed by none other than Warner Brothers, who owns NetherRealm Studios, if you didn't know, making a natural tie-in. With the upcoming sequel set to release in the fall of 2019, I would be shocked if Pennywise doesn't make it in as a guest character, as Pennywise fits every criteria that a guest character is supposed to encompass. It's supposed to generate interest, money, and hopefully new fans to boot. Now, I'd personally love to see Pennywise included, as I feel the design of the character is unique in the Mortal Kombat world, but beyond the Renaissance clown aesthetic, I think the personality and gameplay could be a lot of fun. The shape-shifting, body contorting, and playing up their fears could be quite interesting. And that'll do it for the top 5 guest characters that we would like to see in Mortal Kombat 11. Now let us know in the comments below what characters you would like to see, as well as your thoughts on the characters we mentioned. And just to clarify, we are not advocating for guest characters to be included in the game. We would be perfectly happy with no guest characters in the game. However, we all know that's simply not the case. With that said, make sure you leave a like on the video. Thank you guys for tuning in, and if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys later.